Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kate and I love all things makeup, skincare, beauty, and fun. Today I'm super excited because we're going to be doing a full face of makeup that is under $10. Super affordable, super cost-effective makeup. If you enjoy this type of content, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Love it so much if you consider subscribing to my channel down below. And without any further ado, let's go. Okay, so as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be doing a full face of products that are $10 or under. I'm super jazzed about this. I have some newer favorites. I've done this type of video before, but I have some new gems that I had overlooked in other videos. So for primer today, we're going to start off with some tried and true products. We're going to start off with this one by e.l.f. This is their Poreless Putty Primer. You can see it's well loved. It's actually one of my project pan items. I'm just going to rub and pat this into the skin. This product is really nice because it just gives a solid blurred foundation to the skin. Our next product is technically discontinued. However, I've heard so many people say that it's a dupe for the new e.l.f. I think it's the gripping primer. This is their Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. I got this at one of their sales, I think at the end of last year. I think they were just trying to get rid of this, but I figured I could include this because the gripping primer, A, is the same exact color, but B, it is still $10 and under. And this honestly has been my go-to primer regime right now. So the putty primer to really blur out my pores and give that flawless base, and then this to really help the longevity of my makeup. For foundation today, we're going to go in with this gem from Revlon. This is their Candid Glow Photo Ready Candid Glow Moisture Glow Anti-Pollution Foundation. I have mine in the shade 110 and I enjoy this foundation. We're just going to go in with a flat kabuki brush and apply this. It has a pretty thick consistency. When I first tried this, I remember thinking that it was going to be like zero coverage, and it definitely is light coverage, but I find that with a brush, you definitely, of course, get more coverage than you would with a sponge, and it's not nearly as lightweight as I thought. I think this is one of those that for me can definitely be built up to a medium coverage. And I just think it gives a really beautiful base to the skin. For concealer today, we're going to go in with this gem that I discovered this year, actually. It's by Makeup Revolution, and it's their IRL Filter Finish Concealer. This is a soft matte concealer, and I have mine in the shade C2. I have been loving this. This is admittedly newer, but I have used this time and time again this year just because it really is one of those products that works so well for me without breaking the bank. Which, I work in healthcare, but mental health. You know, where the money isn't. Which is just lovely. I won't get on a whole rant about that right now, but I could. But that's okay. So we're going to just blend this in. This is just a Real Techniques brush. So worn. Deluxe crease brush. I love this, admittedly, for concealer. We're going to just bring that up onto the eye. See how it does a nice job really concealing that I don't sleep properly or eat properly or do any of the things that I advise that my clients do. I feel like our base looks really good. I feel like if I walked up to you and I was like, hey, how does my base look? You would be like, it's very obvious to me that you use products from the drugstore. It's very apparent. I just don't get that vibe from you. And I don't get that vibe from my face. So I'm very happy about this. For powder today, we're going to go in with this one by Pacifica, Katie. By Pacifica. And this is their Cherry Velvet Matte Translucent Setting Powder. So here's the thing, my friends. This is currently on sale for $8.40. at Ulta right now as I'm filming this, which is very convenient because I went through my whole collection and realized that I must have decluttered or used up my Wet n Wild setting powder, which is what I had in mind for today because I love that setting powder. But it became quickly apparent that I had used that up and that I have no other setting powders somehow that are under $10. So I do apologize. Full price, this is $12, but right now it is on sale at Ulta for $8.40. Pacifica is one of those brands that are super expensive or can be rather expensive for the drugstore or for cost-effective makeup, which is why I personally grab Pacifica when they are on a sale, because otherwise Mama ain't doing it. Mama ain't doing it. However, I do love this powder. It's a mattifying powder, and I feel that it really does a nice job of making my skin look blurred and locking it in all day. So 10 out of 10. Full transparency though, it definitely smells like cherry. If you have a sensitivity to scents, I don't think this powder is admittedly going to be for you. For bronzer today, we're going to go in with this one by e.l.f. This is their putty bronzer. I'm not sure if I have the shade on here. Yes, I have the shade Tan Lines. We're just going to go in with my Real Techniques 200 brush. Just really swirl it in there and just stipple that onto the skin, followed by some swirling action. I really like this, specifically with this brush. My gripe with this product is not so much the product itself. It's not the product itself. It is the packaging and the fact that getting a brush to fit in there is a bit of a pain in the butt. But I do really like the product itself. I do feel like it blends out really easily. I do think it's a product that, for me personally, I feel like does better with a more dense brush like this one. I feel like when I have tried to apply it with a less dense brush, I wasn't loving the application. So if you have this and you're just like not really loving it, I encourage you to try it with a sponge or with if you have this brush. I feel like we all have this brush, right? Collectively we all have like this little brush set from Real Techniques and we just love it. But my point being, if you try it with this brush or a more dense and shorter bristled brush, I think you'll enjoy it a little bit more. I start off with those stippling motions and then I go in and swirl it around, and personally, I like it. We're gonna go ahead with my giant powder puff and just go ahead and set the rest of our base. I just feel like our base looks really smooth, really flawless. I'm really happy with it. However, I'm not happy that I didn't wipe off all my bake before I said that. So sorry. I'm gonna use a little bit more of that powder and just do a little bit of baking under here and clean up our jaw. I go into brows. For brows today, we're going to go in with this e.l.f. pencil. This is their Instant Lift Brow Pencil. I've said this before and I'll say it again. This is not my favorite brow product. However, I do feel like it does a decent job, and I hate the expression "for the price," because the thing is like, even if this were $20, it still does a decent job. It's just not my favorite. However, I think this is like $3 to $5, and it really does do a decent, very decent job for that price. A really nice job, one might even say. Because I personally, and let me know down below, comment down below your go-to brow products from the drugstore or that are like a cost-effective e-commerce option, because this is honestly an area I personally really struggle with at the drugstore is brows. I don't feel like they have mastered it yet. And the ones who have done a decent job, like NYX, actually. NYX makes some very good, some of my favorite brow products of all time, but they're not under $10. They're on the higher end of that drugstore price point. See, not bad, but just not my favorite. I think my gripe right now is that it's pretty sharp because this is actually a new one. I just used one of these up this year. However, when it gets more dull is when I start to have kind of a snafu because I don't have a lot of brow real estate and it gets a little kerfluffled, you know? It just gets a little wild, a little out of hand. So that's my gripe with that pencil. For gel, we're going to go in with this one by Essence. This is Make Me Brow, the Eyebrow Gel Mascara. We're going to just run a little bit of this. Not bad. This is not going to be a super high impact product. I just think that it does a nice job for me, kind of holding everything into place, adding a little bit of extra color, a little bit of extra volume. Va-va-voom, you know? For blush today, we're going to go in with another newer one. This is by Essence. This is their Pure Nude Baked blush, and this is in the shade Bold Heart. This is their most bold shade. It's more of that like reddish pink, reddish pink tone. Ready is not a word. To apply that, I'm going to go in with my Laura Lee Los Angeles brush, the L23. You do get a bit of kick up in the pan, but that doesn't bother me too much. It's just something to be aware of. The thing that I like about these blushes is that they're super buildable. So even this shade that in the pan looks really intimidating is not going to be something that's going to give you an aneurysm if you are fair skin toned like myself, but wanting a red blush, you're not going to have a heart attack when you see it on your skin because you really can build it up. I know that I have been, along with everyone else, really into that like super popular light pink, kind of like almost a blue lavender undertone blush color. However, this is like coming in hot because this type of a red shade, don't I just look... I look sun-kissed. I look like my beau just said something really nice about me. I don't know. I just love it. And I like the finish on these. You don't get a glittery finish or a shimmery finish, but kind of a natural, glowy, lit from within look. And this shade is everything. I love it. We're going to go ahead and set our face, and to do that, we're going to go in with this by Milani. I do not believe that the cherry scented spray is available anymore, but of course, Milani's regular setting spray is the same formula. I just have the cherry one. We're going to go ahead and set this base. For highlighter today, we're going to go in with a classic, a cult classic. This is my ColourPop, and this is their Flexitarian highlighter. I am so glad, honestly, that ColourPop is now in Target. I just feel like it really does make it so much more accessible than when they were just e-commerce. Oh, I went too hard. Oh well. What year is it? 2016? Oh well, that's fine. My point being, I'm really glad that they are more accessible because I shop mostly e-commerce. I love indie brands, so I shop a lot online. But I think for the everyday average bear, this is going to be much more accessible at Target than it is going to the ColourPop website. It also makes it more accessible even for folks like me who do shop e-commerce a lot, because it's like, if I am just perusing through Target and I see a ColourPop staple that, oh my gosh, I'm running low on, or I see something new and innovative that I want from ColourPop, I'm definitely going to be more likely to pick it up there than I am making a one-off ColourPop order. So I really enjoy the accessibility of ColourPop these days. Loving that. For eyeshadow, I admittedly really struggled to think of anything or even find anything that wasn't like a 5-pan eyeshadow palette or a 4-pan e.l.f. eyeshadow palette to fit this bill. And so instead of doing that, instead of like going out and buying, because I've seen good reviews about the CoverGirl ones, I have one of the e.l.f. ones, but instead of that, I figured we'd go for the lazy girl look that we know and love. We're gonna go right back into our cream bronzer. I'm just using a concealer brush from Ulta. And we're going to just put our bronzer right in our crease. I feel like plenty of us do this on the regular. If we're running late, which is like the story of my life, the actual story of my life, or if we really just don't have it in us, you know, like some days beauty and makeup and skincare, all those things, I love them so much, but some days my depression, like getting out of bed is a feat, let alone doing some kind of like full glam look. It's just sometimes it's not for me, you know, sometimes it's not, I'm not able to do that. So this kind of look, I figured all things under $10. We know, you know, you've been here. I know I've been here. We could just like acknowledge it and move right along. However, I do feel like this shade from ColourPop is especially special. This is their Super Shock Shadow in the shade Ladybird. This is one of their ultra glitters. And Ladybird, she's just special. We're gonna first lay down a glitter primer. This is the NYX glitter primer. This is also under $10, which I was actually happy to discover because I wasn't exactly sure how much this was. So if it was going to be over $10, I admittedly was going to negate it and just go in, because I don't think Ladybird needs any help standing out. I really do think it's a special shade. But if we can like really jazz her up, then we can create something extra special, I feel. I'm just going to go in with my finger. Do you see how beautiful that is? I don't even think the lights and camera are doing her justice. Ladybird is one of those shades that you can apply on top of another metallic or shimmer, and it's gonna make it even more special. It's just, it doesn't have a colored base, so it really is just like the most micro fine glitters. It's just light and ethereal. I love this shade. If I could only keep one Super Shock, and I admittedly don't have like a giant collection, but even if I did, this type of shade, if not this specific shade, would be the one that I keep because it's effortless and ethereal. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my mascara. For mascara today, I'm going in with a tried and true. This is by Essence. It's their Lash Princess Original Mascara. For those of you that don't know, I do not keep more than 1 to 2 mascaras open at a time. So to do this video, I had to open a new mascara because my current mascara is this one by Milani. This is, I love it, but their Lash Extensions Tubing Mascara. I love this mascara, but it's definitely over the $10 price point. So the fact that I got to open up a fresh one of these, because I have these stocked and ready to go at any time, because this is my favorite mascara of all time. For eyeliner, I'm going to go in with the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner. I have loved this so much that there's literally barely any writing left. For my inner corner highlight, I'm just going to go back into Flexitarian with my pinky and pop that on the inner corner. And then for lips today, for liner, I'm going to go in, this is one of my favorite liners of all time, hence it's nearly a nub. This is also by ColourPop, and this is in the shade BFF. And then for lipstick today, I'm going to go in with this one by Revlon. This is their Super Lustrous Matte Lipsticks, and I have the shade Candy Addict. Getting your hands on this specific one is nothing short of a pain in the butt, but I find this on Amazon. I love this shade. I just feel like it's like so perfectly pink, and I love it. And then for gloss over top, I'm just going to go in with this one by Milani, and this is their Fruit Fetish Lip Balm. I have strawberry kiwi, no, kiwi watermelon. find the tiniest bit with these goes a long way. I think they redid the packaging since I bought mine, but the tiniest bit over the top of a lipstick, you can't tell me nothing. So this is our final makeup look. Again, I feel like if I saw you out in the streets, out in these streets of New England, you would not look at me and be like, you used your most cost-effective makeup. You used cheap makeup. I'm not getting that vibe from you, and I'm not getting the vibe from this face, and you can't tell me different. You can't tell me different. I feel good in this makeup. I feel beautiful in this makeup, and nothing, not one thing costs more than $10. The only thing that is a little bit iffy is this, because technically at full price, this is $12. But again, right now it is on sale at Ulta for $8.40. I am really happy with this. I feel like this is like easy, everyday glam. I did not break the bank. And I feel like that is like such an important message in beauty, is that we really do not need to be breaking the bank for a beautiful full face of makeup. I don't understand, honestly, why more people aren't talking about this foundation, because it really is just so good, myself included. I am somebody that I spend my hard-earned money on my makeup and my skincare, and that's my vice. I love makeup, I love skincare, so I use those products that I spend more money on more regularly. But then I overlook absolute gems like this. I feel beautiful. I have combination skin. So even though this does say that it's going to be moisture glow, I put that mattifying powder over it. What glow? What oil? And I have worn this foundation before. I've worn all of these products before, and I can attest to their longevity. I can attest that they're products that I enjoy using. Are some of these my favorites? No. Like my brow products, I'm really transparent. They're not my favorite brow products. My favorite brow products are a little bit more expensive, from NYX and from Benefit. However, I really enjoy them nonetheless. I think that they work well. Do I think that you will be head over heels in love with these? Maybe, but like, again, I think that they do the job that we need them to do. And they do them at a price point that is a little more attainable and a little more accessible than some of these outlandish prices that they're charging these days. So let me know down below what products under $10 I need to get my grubby little hands on that you don't see in today's video, because affordable beauty is my kind of beauty. Beauty should be accessible to everyone that wants to access it. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would love it so much if you would subscribe to my channel down below. As always, please stay happy, stay healthy, and stay blessed. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.